what the RCMP have been asking, what the federal government's been asking, what provincial ministers have been asking, what are First Nations going to be doing? Well, then, like I've said earlier, back in January, it's going to be a long, hot summer.
Battle lines drawn today as an alliance of First Nations groups ramps up the fight against 3 multi-billion-dollar oil pipelines. They are threatening physical blockades to stop the projects, arguing they could spell environmental disaster for native lands. Is the federal government putting economic interest ahead of environmental concerns, as some of these First Nations are saying? How will the feds respond to these threats of a long, hot summer? Opposition MPs Peter Julian and Carolyn Bennett are standing by with their view. But let me get the response from the Natural Resources Minister, Joe Oliver. Minister Oliver, good to see you again.
Good to be here.
You have talked about this on the show a lot, the national importance of the controversial Northern Gateway pipeline, also the Keystone XL pipeline. Some First Nations, specifically on the Northern Gateway and Keystone, they say we don't want these and we will do everything in our power to stop them. What do you say to those groups?
Well, first, I have to be clear, we're not supporting the Northern Gateway explicitly until the regulator comes down. We have said that it's in the Canadian national interest to have access to tidewater, and that includes the West, because that's...
Fundamentally, you'd like to see that pipeline built.
We would like to see a pipeline built to the West Coast. Now, to your question, I was just in Terrace, British Columbia, to participate in a couple of announcements. On Monday, we talked about bringing our maritime safety up to world-class standards. There's never been on the West Coast a major pipeline spill, and we want to keep it that way. And in the very unlikely event that were to happen, we want the response to be immediate and comprehensive, and polluter pays. Then yesterday, Tuesday, I made an announcement that there was a new special federal representative for West Coast infrastructure, and that representative, Doug Ayford, who is very well regarded, a BC lawyer who's been involved in mediation and arbitration, has worked with Aboriginal communities, is very well regarded by Aboriginal communities, will be reaching out to those communities and to other stakeholders and to the government, and he's going to be looking for ways for the Aboriginal communities to benefit from the development of our natural resources.
But you say he's well regarded, but let me just show you what Chief Alan Adam had to say about I4Tail. Just check this out.
He probably has no credibility when it comes dealing with First Nation issues, because we've been negotiating with Canada on other issues for the last 20 years. I don't think he carries too much weight behind his back.
I mean, already you've got First Nations saying he doesn't have credibility. So, I mean, he's controversial. So
no, he's not controversial.
Well, I mean, I'm not putting words in his mouth. Here you got a leader of First Nations saying he has no credibility. What do I make of that?
Well, I think, the reference to 20 years and so on, I mean, he hasn't been involved, on that. And we can't, the issue of treaties is a very complex issue. But he has a broad-based reputation, for being a good listener. He's someone who has a lot of expertise, and I think he has the right temperament and empathy to deal very constructively with Aboriginal peoples, which is why everything that I had heard from the community, and I've heard from quite a few people, was very positive about his approach.
I mean, there's Chief Alan Adam, there's Chief Martin Louie, right, of another First Nation. They've been stealing from us for 200 years. Now they're going to destroy land. We're not going to let that happen. If we have to go to court, if we have to stand in front of their machines that are going to take oil through, we are going to do that. We are up against a wall here. We have nowhere to go. So what do you tell these First Nations? And I appreciate your point of view on this, but when they say this isn't, whatever you're saying is not working, they are going to try to block these pipelines. And they say they're willing to use whatever it takes to do so. What do you say to them?
Well, first of all, they, of course, have every right in a democratic society to protest, to make their views known, but it should be done within the confines of the law. Our objective here is to develop resources when they're safe, and only if they're safe, for Canadians and for the environment. And then to do it in a way which involves sharing the prosperity throughout the country. And Aboriginal communities, because they're so close to the developments, stand to gain enormously. It can be transformative. And those are the messages that I want to convey.
Does the appointment of Mr. Eifert and does, now the tanker safety and what you're saying now, is it an admission that the government thus far has been ineffective in its ability to talk to First Nations about projects that this government sees as important, that it has not worked?
No, what it means is that we're listening. We're listening to British Columbians, we're listening to Aboriginal peoples, and we're responding in a positive, constructive way to the things they're concerned about. They're concerned about the environment, they're concerned about the issue of consultation, so we are appointing someone who will be reporting directly to the Prime Minister, and we believe that a lot can come of that. In the meantime, that's not all, of course, we're doing. We've done a great deal to make sure maritime safety and pipeline safety is world class. So, we're walking the walk as well as talking the talk.
All right, I got 20 seconds with you, so I got to ask you what you expect to see in the budget. Will there be more changes to environmental regulations as it relates to natural resources? Should we be looking for that?
This is a shocker. I'm not going to tell you what's in the budget. I don't know what's in the budget. I know what won't be in the budget. There won't be tax increases. I think it will be, I'm quite sure it'll be a constructive budget for Canadians.
All right, I have to try.